Hello and welcome to the Call of Duty Championship presented by Xbox. This is Stream Delta and we have Strictly Business going up against Team Rize ZA.
Yeah, and I am pumped to see this matchup. You know, Strictly Business at US Regionals, they came out and they dominated the entire event. All competition, TK, Complexity, everybody. And, you know, I'm excited to see how it's going to carry over to Call of Duty Championships presented by Xbox.
I'm just going to predict they're going to lose. Why not? They've been upsets today. Why not just carry on with the theme?
You know, I caught that. They lost the game. They didn't lose a whole series. They lost one match.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the upsets at the moment are kind of are setting a ridiculous path for the course. I mean, we are talking about the two Australian teams taking down two US powerhouses. FaZe and Envy have lost to Immunity and T1. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I don't think anybody saw those coming. And also, Lightning Pen is taking a map off of TK. I mean, I don't know what the series is at currently. I think it's still going on.
It's 2-1.
It's 2-1 TK?
Yes, apparently.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, TK have apparently shown a new spawn trap nobody has ever seen before on Blitz. And kind of they've revealed it earlier. Clearly the Lightning Pandas had them worried.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you have any tricks like that, you usually want to save it towards the end of the tournament, towards more of the bracket play and finals if you make it. But, you know, some of the crazy things, I mean, Envy and FaZe already with a loss in group play. I mean, that's huge.
That is giant, and it's not just giant because of the upset, but because of what it actually will do to the groups. Now, we had this conversation earlier saying that what if you come first in your group, the predictions we made, if you came first in your group, it meant you kind of got realistically you should beat the first team you come against in bracket play.
Yeah.
However, it's now looking like two could even be better. Who knows where they're going to come?
Yeah, I mean, two could realistically be better. I mean, you're going to have probably FaZe and Envy if they come out of group play as a 2. I mean,
you'd have Optic or Epsilon as a 2.
Or Epsilon as a 2.
One of them has got to be a 2.
Xfinity or TCM need to be a 2. So you're going to have a ton of really good 2 seeds.
And like I said, it's kind of just throwing it through a loop now. I don't think anybody predicted the Australian teams to turn up in the way they have. They thought they could probably beat some of the lower, maybe the European ones, but nobody thought they'd take down the like of Envy and FaZe.
You know, they've been doing it on S&D. That's how they've been doing it, Search and Destroy. They've been very, very good.
Bio himself said, you know what, we used to just play a lot of S&D. That's where our strength lies. And it's been said before, S&D wins championships.
Absolutely. And, you know, they actually play 5-on-5, I believe, in Australia. That's their main...
Well, he said up until Black Ops 1, that's all they played. All they used to play.
Right, it was 5-on-5. So, you know, less guy, I mean, changes a little bit everything. But, I mean, you see they're adapting extremely well.
They certainly are. I think they've shocked a lot of people already. And now people are going to keep a close eye on how they're doing groups. They've got another game coming up. They could realistically come first out of their group, something that
nobody
I know between the casters, nobody's predicted. Not even...
Maybe Bio.
Well, even Bio was kind of being... He's like, no, I think they're going to surprise you. But even he was being hesitant to put them first. Even he was like, statistically... We probably won't come first, but we think you'll get out of the group. But now we're looking at the possibility of them coming first.
You know, though, everyone that I know that was at the Australian qualifier, they said, like, watch out for T1 Daughters, watch out for Immunity. Now, they're very good teams. I know Fwiz and Puckett came back, and they're extremely excited about these teams going in. So, I mean, it does shock me a little bit. But, I mean, you know, they've showed up.
Who knew they could compete on this level? I mean, last year... They didn't have the greatest of time when they came over.
Yeah.
This year they've come over, and their first game of the day, they've sent a very powerful message echoing to the rest of the pro teams here saying, well, guess who's now a challenge? And now the thing is, everybody's now going to be looking at them going, we cannot take this team lightly anymore. A team that they kind of probably would have gone, oh, okay, we should be able to beat them, or they're not going to be an issue. You're now going to have the pros going, right, well, now we have to keep a look at them.
Yeah,
take a look at what they're doing.
When they brought up the Australian teams, I was like, I beat an Australian team last year as a player at Champs. So I was like, probably can't be that good. Then, evidently, I'm wrong because they are very good.
They have certainly turned up. Like I said, they have really shocked a lot of people to the point where there's going to be one of the storylines of this World Championship. Simply because you've got to think, well, now how does that play forward going on? Are we going to see an Australian team crack the top 8 this year? Are they going to do even better? They've taken down some people who would like pick top 4, top 3.
Yeah.
Well, FaZe was picked top 1 by a few of the casters.
Yeah, I thought FaZe was going to be top 4. I mean, I still think they will be, but I mean that's a bad loss. That's a real bad loss.
That's really, especially that is not the way you want to start off your campaign for the World Championship.
Definitely not the way you want to start it out.
But it's just like both these teams are now getting in. It's gonna be domination on Strike Zone. Unfortunately, the host ended the game again. I think the players are not getting in. Maybe they're just waiting for one. But let's talk about a little bit about these two teams. Strictly Business, the US Regional Champions.
Yes.
Actually taking down Complexity for the second time in that series.
Yeah.
They are looking very, very strong. This team Rize today, they're a little bit of an unknown factor, a little bit of a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
Statistically, and basing it off what you've read and everything you've seen, you've got to go SB for this.
Oh, yeah.
However, does that even matter anymore? Let's be honest here.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Don't count anyone out.
No,
I
would not count anybody out. SB looked extremely good at the U.S. regionals.
Yes.
They play extremely fast-paced. They run pretty much marathon steady aim, and they
Dito
just
looks
are
fantastic.
constantly in your face.
Saints.
Yeah, and Saints and Dito, I mean, the other two guys, Sensor and Apathy, they're the two most important guys because they go around and pretty much just cause chaos. And when you can cause chaos, you get teams, they miss rotations, and they're just running all over the place. And that's when you see Dito and Saints picking up those easy 2 and 3 pieces because of all the chaos and confusion that Sensor and Apathy are causing the other team.
That punch and move technique, that get in amongst them, like a lot of teams try to form a battle on them, their flanks are clear and then they'll push forward and win gunfights.
Yeah.
But if you only have to have one person behind to completely throw off that line. You have to then divert people back. Do you send one? Do you send two?
Yeah.
It could go absolutely either way.
It causes a ton of problems, and that's what I think we're seeing a lot from these top teams on Call of Duty Ghosts, is that it's going to be constant aggression just in your face constantly, because when you can put pressure on a team in this game, it's extremely hard to get out of those spawn traps to, just fight your way back and get map control because you can just trade so easily. So that's the thing we're seeing most effective, at least this weekend.
Yeah, we certainly are. Now the game is underway once more. Domination on Strike Zone. For me, this is where Strictly Business is going to kind of put their hammer down. They're going to try and make a point here and really just settle into this tournament. They do not want to have an upset on their hands as well.
Yeah.
Because that would just throw this entire tournament out of kilter.
Though, if you're Rize and you can win that first map, Strictly Business has probably watched FaZe. They probably watched Envy both, kind of blow games. It could start getting in their heads a little bit. Yeah.
They're going to be sitting there going, the upsets, and they'll probably be going,
us too?
They wouldn't even go, oh, look, they've lost. And be quite happy about that because, they're big rivals. But now, if they do start to lose the first match, if they do start to go behind, they're going to be sitting there going, are we going to do the same thing?
Yeah. No,
that could genuinely happen.
Yeah, it absolutely could happen. And, right off the board here, we're going to start with Saints. Saints was the MVP of the U.S. Regionals.
Yep. So let's see what they can do. Just holding down Pro Shop at the moment, trying to throw one up Catwalk. Not seeing anybody there, and now he's going to try and move forward. Going in the kitchen, picks up a kill as well. Apathy picking up a 2. And now they are going to move into B in force. There is one man in there. He's going to know exactly where he is. Takes him down with ease.
Saints is unbelievable, man. His reaction time and just his accuracy it's probably the best in the game. Scump obviously has great reaction time as well, but Saints is so consistent. Viewed as mostly like an online player pretty much until this year. He obviously had very good land placings, but nobody really thought of him as a dominant force on land. But I think with this game, he's really shown that he is one.
Yep, Sensor decided to just back out there just a little bit. Gets the 2 as well. Can he get the 3rd? No, gets shut down before he can. Man's picking up a 2-piece coming in. Let's jump on board with him as he tries to challenge on B.
Yeah, and I was actually in the back watching on the Echo stream. I watched Rize play, and Mance was extremely good, extremely aggressive submachine gun player, and Pumsky absolutely turns on Dito, ruins his day right there. But, Mance was extremely impressive when I watched them play earlier.
It was Dominate, last one alive as 3 of them go down. And now he's going to try and push into B and hold this one off. It's a 1 versus 1. They're going to be waiting for him. Pre-aims around the corner, manages to get it as well. Brings it back to neutral. They're holding on at the moment here. This Team Rize will not let SB get a commanding lead.
Yeah, and this is a good way for this Team Rize to keep it close. Strike Zone's a map that it's never really going to be a blowout, right? So, the score is always going to be pretty much the same. You can't really get those 3 caps that you can on other maps like Sovereign and Freight. So, this is naturally a close map. So for Team Rize, if they can keep this first half close and come out nice in the second half, they can easily take this map.
They can do now. Saints just coming out of the closet to see what he can do. Pushing down the C stairs now. He's looking at the one up Catwalk. There's going to be one on there as well. He's going to slide in, and I think there's a place to turn around, but no. He is. He's now going to know he's coming as well. And Saints picking that one up with ease. Knows exactly where these players are coming from. The interesting thing about Strike Zone domination being the fact that it isn't about throwing a battle line up, it's about holding the 2. It's more about the rotation. Rotating is more effective than holding.
Yeah, absolutely. Rotating properly on this map is the most important thing to being a good Strike Zone dom team. And what we're saying is, right now, SB, they have a C and a B setup. If they were to spawn bar and you have Team Rize getting C, you just flood A. And you just keep rotating around the map and just creating a pattern where you always have those 2 flags.
Yeah, and I said that's really effective for a lot of teams. So you can actually see the exact thing happen there.
Yeah.
They had it, they lost C, they just went and took A straight away. You don't
now,
even worry about it. You don't go and defend it
Nope.
if you haven't got bodies there, because you know they're going to flood it as well. If you need to break it though, you need to try and just win the exchange.
Yeah,
and it's difficult to do.
Yeah, and that's when you see teams, they really mess up right
Oh
there.
my
Apathy
goodness.
with a ridiculous wall bang right there. But you see teams, they start to lose this map, and they start to go down by a lot when a team's taking one of their home flags, and they go back and try and fight it. Instead of rotating to the next flag and just taking that, they go back and try and fight it. And that's usually when it results in a huge lead for the opposing team.
They're now in B at the moment, and they are holding C. They did not manage to take Apathy coming in to fight it. It looks like, who is that actually on B holding it? That's going to be Mance. Now, Mance, he waited a little bit, probably too long to try and take it. He's going to come against now, coming through kitchen. Just not able to react fast enough to hold that one down. Pupsy going to take C. He gets taken down as well. It could be a triple cap here. Dominate has to try and do something. He comes into B, trying to put shots down. He gets taken down as well. And now they have the triple cap on here. Strictly business.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, you just see SB dominating your kill feed. And I think if SB is going to win this event, their most important player is going to be Sensor. If Sensor plays the way he did at US Regionals, SB has a very good chance to win. If he can produce kills and, play smart and make the right plays, they have the other players to do it.
That's going to do that. Dito, top of the A stairs, does manage to pick one up at A1, and he's going to go back around and just defending it as well. And look at this, the triple cap is still on at the moment. They are doing such work. Apathy is 18-4. He's going to try and pick up another 19-4.
Oh, man.
It's just absolute decimation at the moment. Strictly Business are strictly business.
Yeah, I mean, they're just laying the smack down right now. Apathy gets a huge kill right there. He's going to kill himself, falling down. But, huge plays right here out of everybody from Strictly Business. I mean, just look at the kills, Brycey, compared to Team Rize.
It's unbelievable. I'm going to jump on with Apathy again. He's 20-5. He does go down as I say that. Saints coming up. He goes down now. Sensor the only one alive. Here come Team Rize. They're trying to fight back here. There's going to be a knife as well. Sensor says, sit down. You're not coming back that hard. I'm going to make sure you do not get into B by myself as he picks up another one as we stay on board with him.
Yeah, and I mean, Sensor's on fire. And he's an OBJ player who, when he gets going, he's as good as some of these main slayers for these teams. And, that's really what they need from him. On Ghost, you see that a lot of the slayers, sometimes they just have pretty bad games. And, you need those OBJ players to come up. And Dito is
a little bit of body shooting there.
Dito is one of those main slayers in this game, man.
93-42, a 51-point advantage there.
That's fairly good.
It's, fairly big.
Yeah, I would say that's a decent lead. I would be happy if I was on Strictly Business.
I would be happy if I ended the game on 51 points ahead, let alone the first half.
Yeah.
But there we go. Apathy went 23-6. Well, it looks like they're turning up. I don't think there's going to be any risk of an upset here at the moment.
After dropping that first game, it may have woke them up a little bit that they're not going to be untouchable in group play. And sometimes it takes a game like that.
This
really
is world champs. You've got to treat every team like a world-class team. They've all had to qualify, so they're all winners.
Yeah, every team here is very good in their own right. And, a lot of teams, they come in here and they probably think they can walk over some teams, and, it's not the case. And I think maybe Strictly Business dropping that game earlier in the day, probably one of the better things that could have happened to them.
I said it's probably woke them up. They've probably, like I said, they've sit there, they've watched FaZe lose, they've watched Envy lose.
They don't want to do that.
Right, okay,
nah.
Serious business now. We've got to take every single game like it's a championship match.
Yeah, I mean, if you slip up just one game, I mean, then you're looking at one or two matches to decide if you even make it to bracket play. And you never want to be in that situation when your back's against the wall and you need a win, because that's when crazy stuff happens.
It really is, and that's going to be going into the second half. A massive advantage to Strictly Business. I have never seen an advantage this big being overtaken. I'll be honest with you. I think 30-something is the highest I've ever come back from. Never 50.
SB was close, actually. US Regionals, I believe. Complexity was up 52 points on an Octane Dom. SB won the next half by 51.
Oh, actually, remember correctly. Yeah, I think it was a big game there.
Yeah.
It was a very big game.
Finals.
Will Team Rize come back into this one?
They could.
They could do. You know what? This tournament so far, do not count anything out.
Yeah, I mean, it would surprise me.
Yeah, it
but
would,
it's possible.
Certainly it's possible. Just waiting for the second map to get second half to get underway between these two. Strictly Business, like we said before, have started off very, very strong. I'm thinking it'll probably be a 3-0 from them for this.
Yeah, I would definitely be expecting that. And I think if you're Rize, you need to push their home flag right away. You need to push Strictly Business's home flag right away, because you need a
You can't have them running around like they were
for most of the game, or you need a 3. You can't let them get rolling and run around and just start doing what they did in the first half.
Well, this is the interesting point. They could only win with a 2-cap against a 1-cap if they held it for the entire 5 minutes.
Yeah, so they're going to need at least a neutral.
4 minutes would be 48 points.
Right, they're going to need at least a neutral or a 3-cap for extended period of time.
And that putting it down like that, what you've actually got to do to come back into this one.
That just made it sound a lot harder.
Yeah, it sounds unbelievable.
Yeah.
Especially against a team like Strictly Business. They've got to, like I said, that is a lot of time to just hold them off.
Yeah. No, it's a ton of time. And I mean, you see Mance, he's going to pull out the shotgun off the start here, and I really don't agree with that play.
Well, I wonder if he's going to try to go for a pro shot. The problem is, it might be a little bit out of his range if he does. If he goes in a B, then he might be able to pull it if he goes straight for closet. But
even then, you like we were just saying, you pretty much need a 3-cap. You're not really giving your team much of an advantage, you know.
Yeah. There he goes. Is he going to go straight to the kitchen or is he going to go right? He's gone straight to the kitchen. He's been taken down anyway. Not able to make that play work. It was obviously what he was going for, trying to get in the close quarters and win that first engagement. And now they go, Rize and AJ just trying to do not actually happen there. This is the South African team, by the way.
Yeah.
And now we're on board with Dominate. Let's see what he can do.
Nice play right there from Dominate. But, interesting class setups off the start. You have a shotgun and an assault rifle off the break for this Rize team. So, that's definitely something we don't see often from a lot of teams. And, right now they're in that death trap, sitting, basically spawning in B. They're going to need to break out and get one of these home flags.
Center apathy on the skill feed there. Doing work once again. They really are putting the hurt down on this team. Now Dominate just trying to hold this one. He's trying to put some shots down. Does get taken down by Dino on board with Pupski now.
Yeah, and I mean, he was trying to hold back the back bar, but that's all 4 dead for Team Rize. And, right now, Strictly Business is playing this absolutely perfect Bryce. They're not being too aggressive. You see, they have all the cutouts watched on the minimap, and, they're just rotating in perfection. This is exactly how you would play Strike Zone Domination.
Oh, just unbelievable how much they are really bringing the pain here. The US regional champions are proving exactly why they are that. Look at that apathy. He's just playing so easy there. Almost picks up the 3-piece as well. Saints now going to come in and try and take it. Put bullets down. Picks that one up. Brings it neutral. Tries to get the second one as well. Does!
Oh, wow.
Saints holds it down and he's going to take A by himself. At the moment, I'm on board with Dominate. He's not doing too badly. He's 5-2.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a huge play right there from Saints. I mean, he's not able to take A, but able to keep those players from Rize off of it. And right now, if you're Strictly Business, the neutral is just as good as having it at this point, with your lead.
I'd say it's impossible. They're going to have to get a triple cap now.
They need a 3-cap,
and they have to hold it for like a minute.
Yeah, to make it close.
Come close.
To make it close, they're going to need to get a 3-cap for about a minute. And, one of the players I definitely want to talk about, Bryce, is Apathy a little bit. He's not a flashy player. He's never going to... he makes huge plays.
Right now.
Yeah, he makes huge plays, but he's never somebody who's really loud or vocal. So, a lot of people don't talk about him as much, and I think he's the most underrated player in Call of Duty. I mean, this guy there's nothing he can't do extremely well.
Well, fair enough. We're still on board with the man at the moment as he's going to go into kitchen. Let's see. He does have a teammate actually in there, and you can see 3 of Rize trying to go for that C flag. The rotations come in, and they've just taken B straight off of them here. Guns going down everywhere. Apathy and Saints both picking up kills. We're still on board with Apathy now. Trying to put some bullets down there. Looks like they're going to go for the 3-cap themselves.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and push for this 3, and you saw that perfect rotation that Apathy and Sensor were able to get into B. Apathy watched the back door. Sensor probably on flag watching kitchen, and I mean, Apathy is just pushing into C. He is just going off right now.
C stairs might throw him off those. They have spawned there. No, it looks like he might know. He has backup from Catwalk, and they're going to take that one. However, B should be taken from them.
Yeah, and I mean, they're going to give up B, but it looks like they're going to try and take C right here. He's got a player watching his Catwalk. He's going to just sit and watch the stairs, and, he's going to have an easy way to take the C flag.
He certainly is. And you know what? It's looking fairly comfortable for Strictly Business. 1 minute 40 left. Trying to just crunch the numbers a little bit. I do not think they can win even with a triple cap for the entire rest of this game.
I don't think they can win.
No,
I think it's
too much.
Impossible, yeah.
It is literally too much. It is impossible for Team Rize to come back in this at all. Looking at the scoreboard there, Center 10-6, Apathy 14-5, another big slaying round from him. AJ 4-13, not doing great. He was actually on Dragons last year.
Yes. Yeah, he was on Farico Dragons, another very good team. Farico had 3 teams last year, All-Stars, Dragons, and Impact, obviously. And, they all placed pretty well, but, dominating performance from Strictly Business right here in the first game of the day against Rize.
They have. I thought they were going to send a message, and I think the message is very clear. We're here to win.
Yeah.
We want to prove that the US Regionals was no fluke. And this is exactly what we're going to do. Look, Apathy, just, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, he is on fire right now. You know, you're completely right. I had breakfast with these guys this morning, and, you know, all they can talk about was they are extremely focused on winning this event. They want to leave here as the Call of Duty champions. And, you know, they're coming out, and they're showing it. They're not taking anything lightly in this group stages.
Well, this is it. They haven't even taken their foot off the gas at
No.
all. They're still going hard right at the end there. Look at Apathy still going in, trying to get A again. They don't even want to let it go. He actually ends up killing his own teammate.
Yeah. He's trying to find anybody to kill. He's killing his own teammates. But, you know, I think that's the way you need to play. You can't let your foot off the gas, so to speak.
Dominate's actually doing fairly well. I just jumped on board with him. He picked up a 2-piece. He's going to be the only one positive on Team Rize. And he's looking like a very good player.
Yeah, you know, him and Mance really surprised me when I was watching on the Echo stream earlier. You know, Mance had a rough game right there, 6-20. But, you know, SB they ramp up the pace, and a lot of teams can't play at that pace. So it's very different to play against.
It certainly is. And they win the second half by 43 points.
So yeah, they won this map.
Yeah, just
by
over
if
90
my
points.
math is correct, they have won this map by a lot of points.
Well, there you go. It's going to be 1-0 now to Strictly Business versus Team Rize at Z8. And I think that's going to be par for the course, in my opinion. Yeah. I think Strictly Business are looking like the team that won the US regionals.
Search and Destroy will be interesting with these two teams. You know, Search and Destroy.
It's always a game changer, isn't it?
Yeah, with the two different play styles between North American and then EU, it's always a bit different. So that'll be something to look out for in this next game.
It certainly will. We're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be back with map number 2 right after this.